Hey guys, never give up. The Lord is always working in your favor, whether you know it or not. But if you believe in your heart that He is, then you always know it, right? My testimony of today, man, I tell you what, God continues to reveal Himself at times that, He continues to come through time and time again with challenge, adversity, and successes. Today's success testimony is I've been waiting for my nonprofit status to come through. Had no idea when, where, what. You're dealing with the IRS, and I don't even know if we did the paperwork correctly, to be completely frank, because it wasn't me doing it. I was paying somebody to do it. So I called. Letters in the mail, you're approved. That's a win. It's important to me to have that because that opened up some doors that I can now pursue. And I've lined up, prepared for it. Just when you don't know the day and the time of when these things are going to go down, you're left in limbo and you're stuck. It makes you feel like you're stuck. We're no longer stuck. We're going to keep rocking and rolling. I made a phone call today to somebody who was asking for some advice about sober living houses and the things that I do involved in there. And I called them. I'm excited because that's the nonprofit is our sober living houses. And I just called him back. He called me late last week, and I wasn't able to call back. And I called him back and answered some questions, whatever. He picked up the phone. He goes, "Man, I was just dialing you." That's what he said. He said, "God winked at you." And before I called, I had it on my agenda to call him. And my feelings of calling him all of a sudden popped up while I was kind of in between some things I was knocking out on the computer. I was like, let me just call him now. You know, it's like all of a sudden I just felt this flurry of, let me just call him now. And at the same time, he was reaching back out to me because late last week I said, I'm unavailable until next week. I was actually working a retreat. And so funny enough, we're here on Thursday, and he was doing it. Well, I said, man, that's a little God wink at you. You know, another little quick testimony of when you are pursuing things and ultimately pursuing God's will, those coincidences are not necessarily coincidences. And I don't know what that means, you know, for him or for me, but I know that engaging in that conversation was meant to be at that time for the sheer fact that we were aligned at the same time. And that does make me feel like, hey, that's a God wink to me that, Adam, you were on the right path today. Coincidences just means you were on the right path. That's how I feel about it. That's what I think about it. It's God's way of showing us that, hey, you're there, you're doing what you're supposed to, and I'm here, and recognize that. And so, man, I was just really, I am really excited. And there's a couple other things that recently had came my way that changes the ball game a little bit. And it's funny whenever you get to a point where you're not sure of things like this nonprofit status, you stop thinking about kind of the next steps of what to do. As soon as I got it, I really started thinking about things again. And I'm sitting there driving, I'm just like, man, hold on. could do X, Y, and Z, more things than what I originally thought. And so, I didn't put any forth more effort than the preparation that I knew what to do with kind of like the next step. But it really like just it, whenever you get to a point of accomplishment, and it opens your mind up, like, okay, you're there, you can do this now. How your mind just starts giving you other feedback and data that, yeah, you can do this and you can do that. So today was a few accomplishments. I mean, we're talking about 6 months or longer of trying to get this nonprofit status. No, definitely longer. Yeah, because it took a while for us to get the paperwork in line and finished up before sending to the IRS. And it's just, I don't want to make that, I mean, that's simple paperwork and stuff, but it's just the weight, like you're sitting there waiting, which creates more weight, WEIGHT, on you, because you feel locked up. And ultimately, when you feel locked up, and then you feel like the world's over. And I say this often to everybody around, especially people that work for me, like, nobody's locked up with anything. Like, we live in America that has all the things you want to do if you open your mind and learn and develop the skills. So we have everything that you can want to succeed spiritually, financially, all that stuff. But you're gonna have to work, and you're gonna have to try, and you're gonna have to wait, and you have to be patient. You're gonna have to do this, and you're gonna have to do that. But at the end of the day, you can accomplish all that here in America, and that's what makes us really, really awesome. So that's my testimony today. Sometimes you gotta wait months, years to see some fruits. We're not there we got the start of the fruit. I see the little bit of the fruit, but we're definitely working on getting a whole lot more of those fruits. So I think I just saw my nephew. I'm driving in his neighborhood. God bless.